们来了吧？
Why is it here?
Beats the shit out of me.
The director's cut, I will make immediate allowances for that comes to mind as I think being an improvement was for Mark's old boss, Spielberg, when they did Close Encounters, and they put the scene with the ghost ship in the desert back into the movie. And Joe Alves and I talked about that shot quite a bit and how that was a model. Yeah. Do you remember that, Mark?
I mean, it wasn't, it was actually a new shot.
Did they go do a new shot of that?
Yeah.
Because I remember what I saw, the reimagined thing showed the interior of the ship, which we never saw.
Right. There's that.
In the original movie, you know?
Right. That was shot for them.
On E.T., they go back and they take the guns out of the hands of the FBI agents and put flashlights in their hands. Remember that?
Big mistake.
Which they restored again.
Back to what it was?
Yeah, back to the guns.
What were you going to say about that final shot of Close Encounters, Mark?
That was actually also shot, was a new shot. But Stephen ended up regretting doing that. He did it because Columbia gave him $1 million to shoot it, you know, the new scenes. But so there's several versions of Close Encounters, but the authentic version is the one that does not, where Dreyfuss doesn't go into the mothership.
Right.
Hey, I'm Alex from Quiet Riot. I'm Dizzy from Guns N' Roses.
I'm Johnny from Typo Negative. I'm Mike from what?
Help us cure NMOSD and with it, cancer. Go to the Make the World a Better Place Foundation and donate now.
Yeah.
Well, he does go up the ramp. The original version I saw, he goes up that ramp, but we never see the inside. He goes in.
Right. Exactly. And that's the official version now.
You know, it's so funny. When I saw that movie, they were everybody was talking about it. I was new to town. I was relatively new to LA, and everybody was talking about this movie. And then the big poster they had, the billboard on Sunset Boulevard, and it just happened to be right at that turn, and you make that turn and it fills up your windshield because it's on the turn. And then of course, you know, you keep going and it's like, it was clever, really, really clever piece of marketing to put it on that billboard.
I know from some of my Budweiser contacts that billboard was about $75K a month in the 90s. So I can pretty much speculate.
We're talking about 77 going into 78. Is that right, Mark? In Close Encounters?
Yeah, December 77.
Yeah. Because I remember going to see it at the Cinerama Dome.
Real quick, we talked about we were discussing whether or not Eastwood taking a golf club to somebody's windshield is a real story based on how we perceived Eastwood to be when we were at Warner Brothers. That was, you know, detective file number one. But the other one that I wanted to ask Mark about if you could shed some light on it. One of the model makers on a Close Encounters was pointing to it to me and said, "That's where we put a little C-3PO and R2D2."
Just an R2D2.
Was it just an R2D2? He said something
Yeah.
about we put some Star Wars props on it and no one ever noticed, but you know about it, obviously.
Yeah, it's when the mothership is rising. It's a close shot. Melinda Dillon is looking at the ship as it's rising above Devil's Tower, and you can see R2. I mean, they put it in a lot of things. R2 was on the ship in Goonies.
Wait, where?
On the pirate ship. You don't see it. It's on the model. I've got a picture I'll send to you.
Would you please send me that? I'd love to see that. Is that a classified photo?
Indiana Jones
Yeah.
too, right? And some of the hieroglyphics.
Yeah, the hieroglyphics of R2 and 3PO.
Yeah.
Brilliant. My only experience with my first experience with the Cinerama Dome, I think, was the crew screening of Godzilla. And I remember walking in with a woman from Sony Publicity who warned me and said, basically, once you see this and you hate it, don't say anything till we're out of here. And I was like, great salesmanship. I'm all about it. And Al Leong actually sat next to me, but we didn't know each other yet. That's so funny because he's a stuntman in it. But once you see it and you hate it, don't say anything until we're having margaritas someplace.
Wow.
Your road to redemption is paved with tombstones. No quarter, kill all masters. Go to noquarterkillallmasters.com. Rated R.